Open Access College and our associated campus at Soto at Port Augusta cover over 25 different Aboriginal nations.
And we would like to acknowledge the elders of the past, the present and the future elders to come.
Who's your mob? Where are you from?
I'm a Wonkamara woman. I've only discovered that I'm Wonkamara for the last 15 years. It's covers 3 states, South Australia, New South Wales and Queensland.
My granddad is Gundamajara, which is from Port Fairy, but I've always recognised myself as a Wurundjeri fella. That's where I was born, that's where my mum was born. So I guess Wurundjeri Gundamajara combination. How do you connect with your culture at work and outside work?
Yes.
Let's do work first.
Yeah. Me, knowing the history that I have now, learning what happened to my own family, I've made me more patient, I reckon, and more open listening to my families.
Yeah.
To what's happening to them is it's really important because that's something that's happened to them.
Yep.
And this is what happens to us. So every story is really important. That's what I believe.
And you sort of got to appreciate the history, I guess. I mean, sometimes we get a bit stuck in the now.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember where we came from.
Exactly, I totally believe that, yeah.
There's an old saying that if you don't know where you came from, you can't work out where you're going.
Yeah, we've got to really remember our ancestors who got us where we are today. Because if they didn't do what they did, we wouldn't be able to be in this position.
Yep.
But then we've got to incorporate our culture into the new society because we're always growing and changing.
Make it progress.
Yes.
Make it progress.
Yeah.
You don't want to go backwards.
No, that's true.
At work, I often find that I don't get to touch my own culture a lot at work, but I get to touch the kids' culture, and that investigation stuff that we do it's enlightening for me, it's enlightening for them, but to me it's just another path that you've got to take. I mean, everyone should know where they come from, everyone should know where they're going.
Yeah.
And as you know, at Open Access College, we have some kids here that, you know, you're at Open Access for a particular reason, and sometimes, and with some of the children here, all I have is their culture. That's all we talk about, you know.
Yeah.
But I still think it's a form of learning that needs to be done. And also here at Open Access, I know that when we have our events, that we bring non-Indigenous to us as well. And that is at reconciliation. Or conciliation. We've never been separated, so we're getting brought back together.
Yeah, exactly.
But I often think that the whole idea that that the non-Indigenous students here have an interest in our culture and have an interest in our history, that's a bridge that I can use to reconcile myself to them, and we go somewhere together rather than as separate people.
Exactly. What does reconciliation look like to you?
There's a couple of things. The fact that you and me are both here now, and that these jobs exist, that to me is an act of reconciliation. For so long, blackfellas weren't in the education system, and our knowledge was ignored. But also the destruction of the White Australia policy. There are so many people that live in, you look around our school now, and there are so many people with darker skin. Now, they wouldn't have been here under the White Australia policy.
That's true.
And neither would you and I, we would have been
Exactly.
eradicated.
Yeah.
And I often think that the great thing about Reconciliation Week is that we're celebrating an event, the referendum, that not only helped our people out, but also changed the world for the rest of the people. Up until the Immigration Act was abolished, you had to be white to come to this country.
That's true.
Which really put our grandparents and parents in a terrible place,
Yeah.
because that's not what they were. But I often think that reconciliation is more to do with Aboriginal people than just Aboriginal people. We've done part of it, but it's also an act that becomes part of the country's culture, is that we come together rather than be separated.
Exactly, yes. I totally believe in that too, yes.
What's your thoughts about how the reconciliation looks like to you?
I believe, my beliefs are that we need to do this together.
Yep.
Everybody, not just one Indigenous person. I love it when I get a non-Indigenous person that is passionate about our culture and wants to keep pushing it forward. That's a win for me, I think.
I think it is too.
Yeah, I love it when I get those sorts of people, and I want to help them as much as I can.
When you see the young teachers embrace culture, when you see the young teachers doing an acknowledgement of country, when you see the young teachers, or when the young teachers come up and tell me something I don't know.
That's even better, isn't it?
That's even better. That even works really well too.
Are we done?
Have a good day, everyone.